I want to go home.
We are here at the official Mr. America Training Center in Nutley, New Jersey, just outside of New York City. This is one of 2 such facilities nationwide. We will be following 6 professional bodybuilders, 3 who seek to defend their Mr. America title, and another 3 new to the scene, hoping to earn some titles of their own. Bronwyn, an undefeated bikini competitor born in South Africa, newly certified U.S. citizen, and mother of 3.
So pretty much when it comes to the diet part mixed in with the sport, along with you have a special needs child, along with your mom to soon-to-be teenager and then a toddler, and it's not a picture-perfect story. But that's what worked for us. That's how we can balance my sport with normal life.
Joe, a gym owner, husband, and emotional winner of the newest division, Classic Physique.
Please bring the second place award to P106, Brandon Lirio. That means the winner of Mr. America's Pro Classic Physique is Joseph Lacera.
Just a huge win for Joe Lacera, the first competitor to beat Brandon Lirio since 2017.
Wow. When Joe won Mr. America, you could tell that that was one of the #1 goals that he had. He was still crying when I saw him backstage for days, you know, just kind of living on a high from that. Definitely one of his top goals, and the fact that he could actually achieve that was incredible.
Johnny, a U.S. Army captain and mental health specialist from Fort Bliss, Texas, who will be defending his Mr. America Physique title.
So as a professional competitor, I think I share some of the values that the Army values, such as commitment, dedication, hard working, you know, pushing beyond that barrier, that failure zone, and just giving it your all. So I would probably have to say I learned those values from the Army, and they naturally transition over to the bodybuilding competitive world. Good morning, I am Johnny Dodson. You may also know me as Captain Dodson or Mr. Physique America. And I want to welcome you to beautiful Fort Bliss here in sunny El Paso, Texas. I am a behavioral health officer and social worker, and I want to give you guys a sneak peek into my life.
Brandon, a professional bodybuilder, online fitness coach, husband, and father from America's heartland, setting his sights on taking the ultimate prize, the title of Mr. America.
Typically my workout week is 6 days a week on, 1 day off, and repeat. Usually the scheme I do is I do pull on Monday, which is vertical pull, biceps. Tuesday would be push, so chest, shoulder, tri. Wednesday is legs, quad dominant. Thursday I'm back to push. Friday is horizontal row, which is back and biceps. And then Saturday would be legs. That's usually hamstring and glute focus. Sunday completely off. Rest day, usually it's active rest.
He is the most competitive lifter I've ever encountered. He's kind of like a younger mentor. Even though he's in his 20s, I'm in my 40s. He's a great guy.
Jenna, a gym owner, high school athletic trainer, 2-time national champion, and reigning Ms. Figure America.
So Jenna is, I can't just define her as a trainer because she is so much more. She's the extension of our athletic department. She is a coach, she's a trainer, she is everything.
So I come to work every day and I never really know what is gonna walk through the door. It could be anything. And so a good day for me is when nobody gets hurt and all the kids get to play their sport uninjured and healthy and safe. Some of my students know that I'm a pro bodybuilder. Some of them just see or notice that, wow, Jenna's muscular or strong, and they always ask, like, how much do you bench? That's a question from the boys mostly, because that's all they care about is how much I can bench. But I do think that I get a little bit of respect from the kids in a lot of different ways. And I'm like a walking billboard for myself. So they see that, and I know that they respect my knowledge and my opinion and what I have to say to them and what I know.
And finally, Marissa, a new bikini pro competitor, a recently graduated psychology major who is simultaneously laying the foundation for both careers.
I graduated from Monmouth University with a bachelor's in psychology, so I kind of want to see what path I want to take, whether I want to do psychology clinically, medically, or possibly in human resources. So my first time stepping on stage was honestly so surreal. I didn't know what to expect. I was nervous, I had the jitters, and I was anxious. And I was even telling them, like, I'm so nervous, I don't know what to expect. And they would just say, do your thing, like, get up there. You know what you're doing. Like, you have all this confidence, just be you. And when I stepped on stage and did my thing, like, it just felt so natural. And then especially winning, it was just such an amazing feeling that I've never felt before.
When we come back, we start in Ashburn, Virginia.
Check out the one and only Mr. America online store for all things Mr. America. For more information on how you can experience the one and only Mr. America All-American Sports Festival, go to MrAmerica.com.
This year is a very special year for me. This is the year I became an American citizen. After 15 years, countless paperwork, such a long journey, I finally can say I'm a US citizen. Now that we're opening back up, I was looking at shows. Didn't feel, where do I go? What show do I compete in? And there's one show that literally stood out to me. The Mr. America show. When I saw that, I was like, this is the perfect show. Working out, going to the gym, it's our thing. And I think as the kids get older, they can look back and be like, oh, my mom actually was
technically
cool.
our date night. Is our
It
date
is our
time.
date
It
time.
is. It was 2 hours of always being together, and if we're not together, I'm going to work or she's being a
And
mom.
so now I understand, looking back when we were dating, you would say 2 hours, and I'm like, 2 hours in the gym. And yeah, I'm in the gym 2 hours. During prep, sometimes it's more because I have to fit in cardio. And so, yeah, it makes total sense. 2 hours is a great amount of time to work out.
Her being healthy keeps Delaney, because Delaney has to eat healthy. She eats healthy. Delaney sees that. She's hoping she picks up what she's doing.
I just
Be
want her
healthy.
to grow up and be like my mom used to always, work out and be healthy, and it to naturally sit with her so that when she gets older or when she goes to college, she's not drawn to that party life or the drinking and the junk food, and that for her normal is being healthy. And for me to stay healthy as long as possible so that I can be there for her as long as I can. Because there might be a time where she might not have me, and worst case, I might not have her.
One, two, three, hey. 1, 2, 3, 9. 1, 2, 3, oh.
Hello, I am Johnny Dodson. I am a captain, U.S. Army social worker, and we are in the beautiful town of El Paso, Texas. Welcome home. So the first thing on my agenda when I wake up in the morning is fasted cardio. Then I shoot over to Fort Bliss and conduct physical fitness. We call it Army PT, morning PT.
All right, next pool, we'll rotate people.
We are located in the great city of El Paso, Texas, which is the most western city in Texas. In fact, we are on the US-Mexico border. You can actually cross into Juarez, Mexico if you choose. Today, we actually focus on strength and conditioning, as well as improvement technique and form as we prepare for the upcoming Army Combat Fitness Test.
Oh yeah, that's too pretty.
Get on and do it. Yeah, this one perfect. I think that's life, man. We might need to throw some more 45s.
Throw a couple more 45s on there.
I conduct walk-arounds, and a walk-around is just, layman's terms. I just walk around the formation talking to soldiers. And I find this helpful because, one, we're not in a clinical setting, so people are a little bit more open to talking. Two, the science behind exercising, people are a little bit more happy now that those endorphins are active and the blood is rushing. So they're a little bit more willing to talk to you as well.
Honestly, I was going through like some dark times before I joined. I decided it's the best way to challenge myself and get out the hood. I've been pushing myself every day since.
We did it all. The motivation was high, the camaraderie was there, the love and support was there, and we were all motivating each other. This is what an Army day looks like.
So I'm trying to pick up your form.
I think it's just technique, sir. Yeah. That's all it is. For me, it's just like the release point. Just getting the ball almost above your head when you release it. And I just kind of just try to throw my back into it.
All right. That's the throw.
Thank you guys. And,
yeah, appreciate it, sir.
Appreciate everything.
Appreciate you coming out.
It taught me a lot and have fun with these guys.
Thank you,
So pretty routine, structured, which probably is the definition of who I am as a person and competitor. Very structured, so I like it.
When we come back, we continue across America. But first, we sit down with 1978's Mr. America, Tony Pearson.
Hi, I'm Teresa Richardson, and I know a thing or two about bodybuilding, having grown up under the roof of Joe and Betty Weeder. Some people have neighbors come by, we had bodybuilders come by. And I have the good fortune of having met Tony Pearson last year, and I'm doing a documentary based a little bit on a book that he wrote, which was all about his journey to becoming who he is today. The idea that you came from not just abuse, but poverty, you are someone who took what was given to him and became a bodybuilder, someone just completely and totally determined and disciplined. What made you driven, like the title of your book,
the title of the book
to
is
be?
Driven. I don't know. It's just something that was inside of me that was just driving me and pushing me.
Had you had any kind of exposure to bodybuilding?
No, before that I was watching ABC Wide World of Sports, and I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger, winning Mr. Olympia, and I saw Robbie Robinson and Danny Padilla, and that's what got inside of my head. Bodybuilding, I was so fascinated with it. To see these guys, you could see all the muscles in their body, and then the presentation where they was posing.
When you first came to do this contest, what did that mean to you, and what was that moment like?
It meant everything, because my whole life depended on it. I was starving, I was broke, and I was desperate to win.
I have a really hard time having watched the sport evolve into something that is, to be candid, I can't even come up with the right word outside of it's cartoonish.
It's changed so much. I mean, my opinion is I don't know what to say. I'm lost for words, because I can never imagine a guy, weighing 280 pounds. Because when I was competing, if you didn't have a super small waist, don't even bother to show up at the contest. You're not gonna win.
How do you feel about the future of bodybuilding, knowing that the Mr. America and what it stands for and the body types, and what do you think about the future moving forward?
I think the Mr. America contest is what's bringing bodybuilding back to television, bringing it back to the people. Kids are watching this and go, wow, I want to look like that because it's attainable. They're not big. They pose. It's a show. They're performers. And I think it's going to be a great thing bringing it back.
They've just announced that you're Mr. America, and now you believe it. You realize, I am that guy.
I mean, how many competitors want that title? And then having it, I was just overjoyed. I was like almost numb. I couldn't even think straight anymore. I mean, to win that was like everything. If I never want to show after that again, that was the top of my career. That was it. That was, yeah. Just to say I can represent America, you know, as a champion, as an African American, being champion.
When we come back, we head to Mays Landing, New Jersey to talk to the 2020 Mr. Classic Physique America, Joe.
This is where I belong, and this is what I was meant to do.
And then it went like a 1, 2, 3, 4.
He's hysterical. Let me tell you that. He is hysterical. He works just as hard with his clients along with himself.
1, 2, 3, 4.
My dream as a kid was to be a business owner in some right, and then when I fell in love with fitness, it just kind of all meshed together. So when the opportunity presented itself, my father and I jumped on it, and it's been a dream come true. So we just treat the gym, honestly, like it's our big old playground. Anybody that feels intimidated by the gym, I question you to come here and see that, you know, while we are serious and, you know, take fitness very seriously, we do have some fun with it as well, because the gym really is an adult's playground, so have fun with it. So I will tell you the very first story. Oh, if this will be
Oh, no.
Final cut. Nah, come in closer
No.
for this one. So we first started dating, and I'm over her house on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
I had already finished my meal prep at my parents' house at the time, and I'm over hanging out with her.
I was making my lunches.
She was making her lunches. Puts the George Foreman out on the counter. Doesn't let it heat up all the way. Puts the unseasoned piece of chicken on the not hot George Foreman. And I basically, with her parents in the kitchen, I shut the whole show down and basically started from scratch, and then proceeded to make all of her lunches for her. That's the beauty of, you know, relationships like this, because, you know, you play to each other's strengths, you know. So she can't cook, I can cook. I mean, bodybuilding just presents its own set of challenges, because you have to do things in a certain way to produce a certain result.
Yeah.
And the more serious you take things, the more serious the sacrifices become.
Mm-hmm.
Family occasion number one, when I pulled out a Tupperware, I wasn't questioned one bit. I was questioned, but more so in the curiosity sense, not in the why are you doing that sense, more in the what is that for? How can we help? Like, this is cool. So I received a lot of support from Nicole's family when, you know, we first started dating. That's how I really knew it was going to be that we were just going to click, because you know, her family was 100% in. So, you know, now when I show up to the family barbecues with a food bag, no one questions it, and they're just, you know, more or less excited to hear, you know, when's the show, or when I'm doing a certain thing for, you know, Mr. America or whatever it is. So they're just more or less excited for the process rather than, you know, inquisitory as to why it's happening.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm the head athletic trainer at Belleville High School.
I can't just define her as a trainer, because she is so much more. She's an extension of our athletic department. She is a coach, she's a trainer, she is everything.
I think I'm an example to some of our female athletes that are unsure about, like, going in the weight room and lifting or lifting heavy. I think they see me and they're like, oh, okay, so, like, I can go to the weight room and strong, and I like the way that Jenna looks. It's not like, I don't look like massive.
She's a very positive role model to these girls to get them healthy in terms of physically, emotionally, socially, and their nutrition as well.
There's a lot of, like, misinformation about going, strength training, and I think girls and even women still, even like the women that come in and I train, are like, I don't want to be bulky. I don't want to be bulky. And for me, I'm like I've been lifting to try to put as much size on as I can, and this is what I look like. So I'm bigger than your average person, but I'm not huge. you know, but that's my goal. I'm trying to do that. It doesn't just happen. So I think it's good for the girls to be able to see that and see someone who's doing that on a regular basis. Like, even if you just wanted to do it for your health or to prevent injuries, it's something that you can just go do, and I want them to see an example of somebody who does that, not because you need to be a pro bodybuilder, but like it's okay to go into the gym and pick up the weights and lift.
I know that she is a professional bodybuilder, and I know a lot of the times you can see her talking to the other student athletes about bodybuilding, and she talks to the boys, she talks to the girls, she talks to the coaches, she talks to our strength and fitness coach, so she's just beneficial.
When we were at the Mr. America Training Center, we did an obstacle course, and we found out that I had the best girl time, so I was going to go against the best of the boys. Joe snuck in, and we had an awesome race, but I did end up beating him. My whole life I've actually been competing with boys. The first time I ever joined a club soccer team, it was an all-boys soccer team that they actually made co-ed because I didn't have an age group, like there was no girls team in my age group to play. So I am used to competing against the boys, and I think from then on, it just made me not back down to any type of competition. So, you know, there's nobody that you could put me against that I'm gonna be intimidated by or scared to compete against. I just wanna win, and I don't care who's next to me, and I believe in myself no matter what it is, that, you know, I'm a good competitor and I'm gonna be competitive in that race.
Join us next time as we continue our journey across America.